Strictly Sports.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it's been a while. Anyway, welcome back to Strictly Sports. I'm Austin.
I'm Ethan.
And if you haven't noticed, it's been a little while.
It's been a while. Celeste
Sometimes
spoke on a podcast.
God damn. Yeah. Sometimes life just gets the better of you and you lose track of time. But tell you what, we're not going to lose track of. All these intriguing sports.
I don't know. I'm going to lose track of some of the injuries we've seen this year for sure.
Well, it's because the season's a lot longer than it used to be in the NFL. And, I don't think the players are ready for it.
I don't know.
Hell, I'm not ready for it.
Football is just a brutal sport, too, at the end of the day. Because, these injuries have been just happening constantly. One of the things I saw a report on this is a lot of the injuries, their turf fields are...
I've heard they're bad.
Are part of the reason for a lot of the injuries. Because, statistically, I read somewhere that it's 30% more likely to happen on a turf field. Or AstroTurf.
That would sound right. I don't know anything scientific about it, but I have noticed that that's where people tend to get injured more often.
Yeah. And, some of these places, I think the Giants have one of the worst ones.
The Giants and Jets, yeah. And then there was somewhere else that I saw had a bad one too. I think it wasn't LA, but it was somewhere on the West Coast.
Oh yeah, I don't remember which one. But yeah, no, there's been tons of injuries around the NFL. It's been a crazy season in the NFL in general.
It has. The Seahawks look legitimate.
Yeah, are they?
They're in contention still.
They're not. They're still
in.
Second in the division because the 49ers morphed into a super team.
Well, that's because they traded for McCaffrey, and if you just have Christian McCaffrey on your team, you're going to be playoff eligible.
But it was working. They're just shutting it down on defense for one.
And it turns out that Kyle Shanahan isn't allowed to have a bad quarterback. So
yeah, he just has a decent one every time.
Yeah, they're never an all-star.
Yeah,
but they're always good.
Yeah, it'd be Beathard, Mullins. Remember Mullins?
Yeah,
Mullins is
Mullins.
fine.
He's a backup somewhere now.
I want to say the Patriots, but I think I'm completely wrong about that.
I think you are too, but I don't know which team he's on, so I'm going to let you have it.
You're right. He is a backup, though. I agree.
And now Brock Purdy.
Yeah, Brock Purdy. He makes them work.
Yeah, and he's not bad. He's better than Bridgewater.
It makes you wonder that maybe Garoppolo was afraid to leave because he might get exposed.
Just I work in this system, but nowhere else. Please don't get rid of me. I'll take a pay cut. Just leave me on the bench.
Just also it's California. Don't ship me off to Buffalo
or Minnesota or some shit like that. Yeah. Ugh.
Las Vegas might be looking for a new quarterback.
Yeah. Good old Derek Carr there is kind of getting the bitter end of the stick.
Yeah.
And it's not even his fault, really.
They don't have a line.
They don't. And I was talking to one of my coworkers about this the other day. Because, believe it or not, we do have jobs outside of this.
What? No. I'm a professional sports podcaster. You can come to me to all your sports ball opinions.
How's that working out for you?
I have Stephen A. Smith on speed dial.
Okay. Regardless, I was talking to my coworker, and we agreed that the problem in Las Vegas is not Derek Carr. It's not the offensive line.
Oh, really?
It's Josh McDaniels.
Oh, well, yeah. I could have told you that. As someone who's been a fan of the team that's been the recipient of a Bill Belichick coaching tree, coach... They all suck outside of New England. That's just the rule.
It's true. There's an exception or two, but not many.
Sorry, I just have to say this. As a Detroit Lions fan, fuck you, Matt Patricia. You suck.
He gave you 4 years of pain.
Yes.
Or was it even 4?
I want to say it was 3 because he was terrible.
I know that after the second year, people were pretty ready to get rid of him if he was even longer than that.
I'm just surprised he's a coach anywhere in the NFL.
I don't think he is anymore, is
No, he's the offensive coordinator for...
I thought he was a defensive guy.
I'm pretty sure... Yep, no, he's the offensive play caller for the Patriots again.
Oh, God.
He was the DC.
Defensive coordinator,
Yeah.
See, because I figured he would go back to being a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, you would think so. But he wasn't good at that either.
He was good when he was with Bill Belichick.
I think he just is a guy that Bill Belichick doesn't mind being around. And he does all the real work anyway.
It's true. He's pretty much just like, hey, these are the plays. You tell them when I tell you to tell them.
Yes.
Which, it works in New England, so I give him credit. But
yeah, no, Patricia was the head coach from 18 to 20, so it was only 3 years, which was way too long.
It should have been one and done.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I might have called this from the big... I think this might be in one of our podcasts that Josh McDaniel was a terrible choice as a head coach.
It's true. I mean, we've seen it once when he was with, was it Denver?
Yeah, Broncos. I don't... How did people, like... Did people just forget about that?
Well, it's been 10 years, so yes.
But, like, we all saw him do... terrible, like absolutely terrible.
That's how NFL coaches go, though. Like, you have a terrible coaching gig, and then you wait 3 years, and then by that point, everyone's forgotten, and some major occurrences happen. Like, for instance, let's just say Bill Cowher retired.
Yeah,
and then everyone's focused on that. I can slide back in and coach the Browns. Great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but like, there's also been coaches that have been terrible and like coached for terrible teams and came back in. Like, didn't Andy Reid have a terrible team to start with?
He started bad, but he was also on bad teams, so that didn't help either.
Lovie Smith isn't like the worst coach in the world.
Lovie Smith is actually a pretty good coach. It's just he really stepped into a bad situation down there.
Yeah. And then, like, Dan Campbell. Well, and Lovie Smith worked for... Who did he coach for? The Browns? Or was it the Bears? Bears.
Because he took them to the Super Bowl.
But then he did terrible. Then they did terrible.
That's because he had Rex fucking Grossman. What do you expect? Like, I could throw a ball better than Rex Grossman, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. We were discussing this earlier. The people who could be better than Zach Wilson at quarterback, which is everybody, including, I just thought of another one, Jameis Winston.
You know, I don't disagree with that. You know me, I like to ride the fuck Jameis Winston train, but...
I mean, we would be... Okay, there we go. Let's talk about the Saints. What the hell have the Saints been doing this year? And are they tanking?
It's hard to tell. It depends on the week.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like they're, like, trying to audition to get Sean Payton to come back.
I don't understand. Like, I get Jameis Winston's not, like, the greatest quarterback, but, like, Andy Dalton can't be that good.
The problem is he is better, though.
Is he?
Yes.
Is he better?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
By a small margin, he is. Because
I don't see it.
The thing is, you won't see it because he doesn't throw as many yards. But he throws fewer interceptions.
I guess.
It's true. It's how it works. And then, you know, whenever they both start screwing up, that's whenever they put Taysom Hill in. And they're like, this is what's going to happen if you guys keep this up. And then they lose.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
As much as I like seeing Taysom Hill be a badass every once in a while, he doesn't really win that much.
All right, so we can ramble on about any which teams you want.
That's true. But let's go ahead and hit some of the other sports of the world before we ramble about the NFL.
I got one more ramble for the NFL. What's your favorite player to watch this year?
Well, even though we're watching a game that he is inactive for this evening, which is going to date this podcast a little bit, so sorry about that. My favorite's been Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard, okay.
I've loved watching him. He's really progressed into a very good running back.
I get that. I totally get that.
And then also Justin Jefferson's just fun to watch too, because he is a god.
And then, but every once in a while, he'll just have nothing. And then he just can't be stopped.
Well, I mean, that's more the Minnesota offense. Like,
Their
strategy is just don't score for 3 quarters.
God, yeah. Okay, yeah. Before we go, we do have to mention that. Oh my gosh. Did you watch any of that game? Because I watched the first half and turned it off.
Well, we were listening to it in the car, weren't we?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Wrong game. There has been so many crazy games this year, honestly.
I know, like, every week, it feels like there's at least one major comeback.
Yeah, I totally get that.
And the Lions have been a part of almost all of them.
Oh my gosh. I think they've won the most, like one-score games this year.
I'd believe that.
I want to say like 10 games maybe have all been one-score games.
Yeah, and honestly, that's another team that I know that you said players, but the Lions have just been fun to watch in general.
The Lions?
Yeah, they've been fun to watch.
They have been. They just gonna miss the playoffs this year, but just barely.
Hey, they have one good draft, or they pick up one good player, though. This could all change.
I mean, we had that last draft, and we're positioned pretty well in this draft. I'm excited.
You get an all-star tight end, maybe like an all-star defensive player, a lineman. I think you could go somewhere.
For sure. I mean,
Swift's
apparently
good.
Zalestra is good enough because he got like 3 touchdowns in that last. It's a
think
terrible game, but
I think that's more Goff just finally figured out who he likes to throw to,
which is the tight end.
The tight
apparently,
end, the tight end, and St. Brown.
I mean, St. Brown. I love St. Brown. He's a great player. But yeah, my personal favorite player to watch this year. Well, for the first few weeks, it was Brees Hall.
Brees Hall, yeah. I mean, that's just a fun player to watch.
He was electric. But actually, I'm going to stay the same team. I'm going to go with Garrett Wilson. It's been a rocky road.
That is a roller coaster of a team.
But Garrett Wilson is so good. Like, he's going to be an all-star wide receiver in a couple years.
I could see it, having like a Santonio Holmes type career.
Yeah, like literally he was making it work with every other quarterback except for Zach Wilson.
Which really says something about Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Ranked number 32 among starting quarterbacks.
I mean, he did have. Did you see in the last game the just like spin kick for the fumble?
No.
The defender was going down and just brought his leg up and kicked the ball straight out of his hands.
Wow.
It was just, and then just right into another player's.
He comes up with something new every week, doesn't he?
Yeah, it was just. I don't remember who the player was, but it was just
Like, you gotta wonder how good the Jets would be if Zach Wilson wasn't there.
Oh, no, it was Garrett Wilson that had this happen to.
Okay.
But I still blame Zach Wilson because he was not on the field at the time. It was like just a freak accident. But, man, Garrett Wilson has been really fun to watch when he's had a quarterback that can, quote, throw a receiver-friendly ball.
I mean, even Mike White isn't too bad. Like, I'm not saying he's an all-star talent, but he can at least throw the ball to him.
Garrett Wilson was making it work with Mike White. Mm-hmm. And will make it work this week.
Because aren't they starting him the rest of the year?
For sure. Zach Wilson is out. They won't cut him. We'll try to trade him. Some team will trade for him.
Yeah, and I have a feeling I know which team's going to do it.
I'm going to call it right now.
Raiders.
Damn it. if
Sorry.
McDaniels is still the coach, they're going to trade for Zach Wilson.
It's because it's the only logical team that would want him. Everyone else would be like...
The Commanders are banned from making QB trades for the foreseeable future, so...
I mean, the thing is, they can make it work with either of their quarterbacks, though.
Yeah.
They're both just good enough in Ron Rivera's system to not suck.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't he the one that made Blake Bortles good? Or is that a different coach?
No, that was a different coach. Okay. But Ron Rivera is the person who made Cam Newton's career last so long. And then...
Yeah.
Whoever was right before Newton, he made them look okay, too, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Jimmy Clausen, maybe?
Yeah, I don't.
It was
I
a
wasn't
long
paying
time
attention
ago.
to the NFL then.
I was trying. It was difficult.
All right, but yeah, that's enough about the NFL.
We'll come back to it later
Oh, I'm
today.
sure we will. We probably just sprinkle it in the other sports because football is king.
It's true. I mean, look at the ratings. Speaking of ratings, let's talk about the ratings war in the wrestling world.
Oh, yeah, this has been a bit of a topsy-turvy year for you.
Yeah, and I brought you along with me. So,
Yeah?
well, I've been going back and forth between AEW and WWE because, well, obvious reasons.
Well, let's talk about why you've been able to go back and forth. Because at first it started out because Vince McMahon was terrible.
Yeah, he is the Josh McDaniels of the wrestling world. And
Yeah.
that's not to say that he wasn't bad back in the day, but he has completely lost his mind these days.
Oh, sure.
In terms of writing, he was not that bad.
Okay, yeah.
In
okay,
terms
okay,
of
okay,
being
yeah,
a human being,
Yeah, no,
he's
he was,
a douche.
He's been that way forever.
He is a terrible human, and I
But yeah, no,
completely agree
the
with that.
storylines weren't the worst all the time.
Like, Stone Cold had some good stuff,
Yeah.
and The Rock, and even early Kurt Angle, Cena, Undertaker.
I mean, even fairly recently, he had some good stuff with, like,
I mean,
Roman
Daniel
Reigns and
Reigns about 2-3 years ago, yeah.
Kenny Owens?
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, damn it.
And then before that, I mean, there was always some fun stuff with, like, Kofi Mania.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they had the whole pancakes thing. That was hilarious.
Yeah, and then there was even the Daniel Bryan's shindig, where, you know, he had his really great year.
For sure. But then he was messing with
Like,
too many knobs.
COVID hit, and he went psychotic. I don't know what happened.
Is that really when it just started going just downhill?
Well, yeah, because he didn't have any of the other riders with him because everyone was at home.
Oh, and nobody could be in the room being like, hey, Vince,
Don't
no,
do that.
That's terrible.
And then he
Instead-
fired everyone saying it was a budget-saving move.
Yeah, instead they probably sent emails to be like, no, Vince, this is terrible. But, like, emails don't have the same effect.
Yeah, because he has a mouse, so just go delete, delete, delete,
I-
delete.
Oh, man, those are always negative anyway. Why do I read those?
No one says anything nice to me anymore.
But...
Don't they remember I made The Rock?
So yeah, you basically made the full on switch to AEW at like
Yeah, about a year ago I did.
it's about a year ago. Okay,
Yeah,
I wasn't.
because-
It felt like it happened this year, but yeah, you're right.
Well, I really got into it in the summer of this year because everyone I like watching was over there. I mean,
for sure.
Bryan Danielson, Samoa Joe, MJF's been a very pleasant person to watch out there.
I mean, yeah,
He's a dickhead,
Yeah,
but-
yeah, a dickhead, but like
He's fun.
great entertainment
Darby Allin, he's fun to watch. The Hardys are over there.
for sure. The House
And
of
then-
Black situation.
Yeah, I mean, they're spooky. I kind of like it. It's fun. And then they brought in CM Punk, so I had to, you know, enjoy that.
Oh yeah,
Because I love me some CM Punk.
of course.
And then they also brought in some of the ladies I liked, too. You know, Ruby Soho. And,
Yeah, because their women's division was the weakest.
It is, and well, it was. But I think it'll get better in time. Supposedly, they may have signed Sasha Banks, from what I've heard.
For real?
Yeah, which would be
Wow.
very interesting. But
Wow.
we have to wait till next year for it to be official, because technically she's still under a WWE contract.
Oh, okay, I thought she was injured. That's why she wasn't.
No, she basically, because she was a tag team with Naomi,
Yo.
and they had them going against somebody that's stupid, and they were basically told to lose.
Oh, to the stupid people?
Yeah, but they were the title holders.
Oh.
So they walked into whoever was the head of that night's Raw and basically went, "We're done. Here's your titles. We'll see you."
And that's what set off the whole chain reaction where everybody was like, hey, no, we're actually done with Vince.
Yeah, because that's about the time Regal left too.
Oh,
But
yeah,
Regal
that's
was technically fired.
right. Oh, well,
Yeah, and then he went to AEW, and that was fun to watch. He was fun.
For
Moxley's fun over there. He's a little psycho, but he's
yeah,
fun.
Yeah. Jericho is
Oh,
doing Jericho things.
Dad bod Jericho.
Dad bod Jericho. Wizard Jericho.
The Ocho. How many nicknames does he have now?
So many. Lionheart, is that another one?
Yep, because that's whenever he breaks out his old moves.
Yeah.
Then he's got his little clique too.
His little, the Jericho Appreciation Society.
I'm impressed you remembered.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's been a while.
I loved everything that Jericho had going on. It was so stupid and
it's so stupid. It's
at
funny.
the same time.
Yeah.
The fucking wizard gig.
Just whenever he would shoot the fireballs.
Just fucking...
It's like, what are you? Like, are you trying to be human? Because you're doing bad at it.
Oh gosh, get that man on a D&D podcast, please. You know Jericho is probably the one that comes up with half this stuff.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
Like,
for sure.
Nobody else would just be like, yeah, you know what you need to do now, Jericho, is be a wizard.
Done.
So it's great.
But anywho, so over the summer though, like, it was great watching AEW.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed many matches.
And then the All Out stuff happened. And
oh yeah, lots of fights.
Yeah, Punk and whoever his manager guy was, I forget his name right now. Something Steel.
Yeah,
Ace Steel maybe.
Sure.
I don't remember it. It's something like that though. They had their little match with. Well, it wasn't actually a sanctioned match. It was more of a, you've entered my room and I did not like it, and now we're all going to fight situation.
Real fight.
Real fighting.
No kayfabe.
And Punk may have said some bad things. I will admit, probably weren't
I'm not aware
the best
of most
thought.
of those.
Well, he basically... Oh, what was his quote?
Oh,
here, hold on. I'll look it up.
We're getting juicy.
Because it's a really good quote.
So wait, who did he fight again?
He fought the Young Bucks and Omega, but
the Young Bucks, they're fucking bitches though. I'm
they,
sure they're fine people in real life, so they don't deserve that.
I don't know. I've heard mixed things.
I don't know anything about them in real life, so I'm not gonna. Because
I mean, I can't speak directly for them either, but
basically, I feel like everybody involved in wrestling were like the theater, the people who wanted to be theater kids but thought they were too cool to be theater kids, but then they got older and realized that they were theater kids all along.
Yeah, that does kind of sound their part.
Everybody in professional wrestling is just.
Still going.
But yeah, I've never been a fan of the Young Bucks, but I don't know what they would have done to warrant that.
Well, he had like the whole post-match media scrum because AEW likes doing things that look like boxing.
Yeah.
So they always have a post-match, little media session.
For sure.
And, Tony Khan sits next to whoever he's blowing at the time. And they kind of just talk about what's going on.
Oh, okay. So he got it all out there? I thought he just got banned from the facility immediately.
No, it was all there.
Oh. Leaf.
Okay, this article's not saying it.
How dare
Sorry,
you?
I didn't come in prepared. I'm sorry.
How dare you? I'm going to go back to talking about the NFL.
No, hold on.
Fuck kickers. Kickers are the worst. I just want everyone out there in the world. The NFL should ban kicking. Maybe, okay, fine. We can keep punters because I mildly enjoy punters, but that's it.
All right, I found the quote I was looking for. And he was like, he said something along the lines of, we have people that like to call themselves EVPs, but in reality they're children, and I work with a bunch of fucking children.
What are EVPs?
It's what the Young Bucks positions are.
Oh, the executive vice president. Gotcha.
Yeah, Kenny Omega's one too. Supposedly he was trying to calm everything down with the situation that happened.
I mean, executive vice president sounds like a bullshit position.
It is. It pretty much is just like, hey, we came up with this idea, so here's what we got out of it.
You're out there. You're a vice president of executive.
It's basically just a way to have a title over someone.
Yeah. They're like, hey, we value you. You get a slight pay raise, but not much.
I mean, they offered it to Jericho after that whole situation, too, because they didn't know if they were coming back or not.
Oh, really?
At least that's what I've heard.
Did Jericho take it?
No.
Jericho's like, no, fuck you, I'm a wizard.
I don't know if that was the quote, but that'd been great. Regardless, though, after that whole situation, you know, everyone started getting injured in AEW, too, because, I mean, that was for the cleanest workers right there. All got suspended.
Yeah.
And, you know...
And didn't Hardy get arrested again, too?
Yeah, Jeff Hardy got arrested at about the same time. Like, you just couldn't catch a break. Hangman Page had that really bad injury. Because, were you here when that happened?
Oh, yeah.
Where Moxley clotheslined him and he landed on his head.
I saw that match. That was
brutal.
Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
Supposedly he's doing better now, but, man, I feel for him.
Yeah.
And that's another one I like, too. I like Hangman.
Yeah, he was okay.
He's fun, and plus he's got his cowboy shit. I think that's
cowboy
fun.
shit was pretty fun. It was the way, I like that.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But like I said, everyone started getting injured. The storylines they were crap because it's just Tony Khan writing shit.
Yeah, and,
excuse me.
I mean, hey, as we've discovered this year, taking it a bit outside of sports. Rich people does not mean being rich does not equal being good at it. Something
exactly, and there's a lot of examples of that going on throughout the year, and even right now that we've just had today.
Yup.
We aren't talking about him on this. He's not sports related.
Oh, but our views will go up by one. I'm sure that he has an algorithm that detects anything that's said about him.
Fine. Say his name once.
Elon Musk.
There you go.
He sucks.
Yes, he does.
But anyway, moving back to... it turns out, though, that getting rid of Vince McMahon, though, was the best idea WWE ever had.
Yes, because right in the middle of all that situation was when Vince got his allegations against him.
Yeah.
Which turns out he's a piece of shit. No one's shocked.
No, everyone knew this already.
We were just like, wait, you just now found this out?
I guess no one really knew that he was doing illegal shit, I guess. We all assumed he probably was.
Yeah, there just wasn't any evidence for it, but now there is, and he has a lot of things to account for now.
Yo, a little bit of embezzlement, no big deal.
Yeah, and paying off a lot of people for what may or may not have been sexual assault.
Hey, but... let's all herald the replacement.
Triple H.
Triple H, yeah. He's doing good work with it.
Yeah, him and Stephanie have really put in the work, and like it's enjoyable to watch now.
Yeah, he's gotten rid of most of the terrible gimmicks, I think.
Yeah, well...
Alexa Bliss is still doing her weird shit.
Yeah, I think she just likes doing that, though.
Yeah.
What was it?
But like Nikki
Cross.
American superhero?
Almost a superhero.
Almost a superhero?
That was what it stood for.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's just... Vince, why you gotta do her dirty like that? Like, why?
But she's back
What did she do?
She was just Nikki. Like, she didn't do anything bad from what I've heard.
But what did she do to deserve that?
Nothing. She did nothing. But, yeah, Triple H... from a podcast I listened to, otherwise Jim Cornette.
Oh yeah.
He referred to it as gimmick rehab, and there's about one every week if you watch.
Yeah, you've pointed some out to me, and it's been pretty fun to witness.
Yeah, I think Bobby Lashley's about to have it happen now too.
Oh, good for him.
Because
I'm sure he's basically a pile of Play-Doh. In terms of character development.
Well, it's because he has no charisma.
Yeah, I know.
But I've heard rumor that maybe they'll put him back with MVP, which that was entertaining.
Put him in with the tag team. That makes perfect sense.
They may rebuild the group. You remember Hurt Business? Were you around for that?
No, I was not.
So it was a group MVP and Lashley started. It was those two, and then they had two other guys with them. But I think they're going to redo it with Omos and Dolph Ziggler, from what I've heard.
Oh, okay.
Which would be interesting.
Right on.
Yeah.
So who's going to be the face for that group?
I'd still be Lashley and MVP.
Okay.
Those two would just kind of be like...
So you mean MVP?
Yeah. I mean, MVP's a really good manager now, which is interesting because he was a fun wrestler to watch when he was wrestling. But...
Oh, is it Stokely? Is he on WWE?
AEW.
AEW. Oh yeah, that Stokely storyline's weird too.
I feel for him though, because he's got such a terrible group with him. Like,
but he's good at what Stokely himself, the person who does that.
He is good.
He's good at it.
I like him. He is fun.
It's been pretty funny.
I think he can have some really good lines if they let him.
No, he needs to get cast in an HBO series. Like, that's where he belongs.
I mean, you're
AMC.
not wrong.
I could just see him as like a,
let him have a spinoff.
Reoccurring character. Maybe we get a spinoff for him.
Yeah, but instead he's stuck with
Tony Khan.
Tony Khan and let's see, who's in his group? The big dumb guy who used to be Big Cass, but I guess he's not so big anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm bad with names for AEW.
The one guy who was in a tag team that won a title, and then he switched his hair green, and now I don't know what he's doing.
Luchasaurus?
No, not Luchasaurus. I haven't seen him in a while.
Oh yeah, Luchasaurus.
What happened to Luchasaurus?
He broke up with Jungle Boy, and it was terrible.
Yeah, it made everybody sad. Get back together.
I'm imagining the scene from a romance movie where he's holding up the stereo outside her window.
Baby, come back.
Or is it Love Actually, where he has like the giant postcards?
Oh,
like, Jungle Boy, please.
It was all Christian Cage, I swear.
But yeah, WWE has improved tremendously.
Well, we watched War Games, and that was a really good pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because the Bloodline is just incredible, their whole deal.
Yeah.
And then it's fun watching McIntyre and Sheamus and their whole deal, too.
We watched the most sexually charged match.
That's
was
true.
that in War Games?
No, that was the one before it.
Okay.
I can't remember what it is. I think it was Extreme
Was
Rules,
it,
maybe?
Yeah, Extreme Rules.
Yeah, because it was Ronda Rousey and Liv Morgan.
Yeah, Liv Morgan.
Because she unlocked a kink in the middle of the match.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was. If you don't believe us, just go rewatch the match. You'll find it.
Yes,
I promise.
It's
right
there.
on the camera.
We all witnessed it.
Yeah. For better or for worse, it was there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's about all that's happened in wrestling now. So we've mostly made the switch back to WWE. I still watch Dynamite on occasion, but
Okay.
I don't pay for the pay-per-views anymore.
Oh yeah, no, fuck that shit.
Like they can, I'll keep
You
the
got
money thing.
You got Peacock for that.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor.
I mean, I just got Peacock because I wanted to watch some shows.
For sure.
I didn't realize that I could watch all of WWE on it too.
Oh.
I did not.
I thought that
initially
was one of the main reasons.
No, I did not initially get Peacock for that reason.
Wow.
I got it because we wanted to watch. What was it? I think we wanted to watch that 70s show, and that's why.
Oh, did you hear that they're coming out with
That 90s show.
that 90s show with
with Red and Kitty still.
Yeah, Red and Kitty. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty funny.
Yeah,
I did not know both of those people were still alive.
I knew Red was, but I hadn't seen Kitty in anything.
Yeah.
But Red's he was in regular show.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
But something else you may not realize is we're also getting off the sports topic.
What? Wait, no. No, why I did. I wasn't trying to be sneaky.
I'm on to you. Alright, anyway. Let's move on to the next sport.
NASCAR?
I mean, we can talk about NASCAR. It's a fun NASCAR year.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean...
enlighten me. I didn't follow NASCAR very much this year. I fell asleep watching a Formula E match.
Hold on, let me wrap my head around what you just said there.
No, I shouldn't say match. Race. No
A
one calls them
Formula
that.
E match. I mean, in your defense, they are like matches because it's essentially Mario Kart and F1 cars.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they have their little speed boost thing, and
I think
it's
it
fun.
was Korea.
Yeah, that's probably them.
I don't know. Craig recently gave me
That was
YouTube TV. So
that sounds about right.
You know what? Sorry, this is one more unsports related thing. Why doesn't YouTube TV have C-SPAN?
No one cares about C-SPAN.
I don't want to shout it into the void. YouTube TV should have C-SPAN. I deserve to watch C-SPAN, damn it.
No one deserves to watch C-SPAN.
No, I want to.
Why do you want C-SPAN?
It's fun.
For who?
Me.
Okay. Fine.
Alright, sorry, back to sports. NASCAR, tell me all about it.
Alright, well, first off, it made me sad that Logano won the title.
Did Jimmy Johnson
He
get in
doesn't...
there?
He's not racing this past year.
How many
He didn't
people
race this past year.
did Tony Stewart?
No, he didn't race either.
Oh, so he didn't kill anyone this year?
The tally is 0. It's always been 0, no matter how many times you disagree. It's 0. Okay.
Is Dale Earnhardt still around?
This is why I don't talk about NASCAR with you.
Okay, no, but go ahead. You said Joey Logano won?
He won the title.
Okay.
It was a good season, though. Like, similar to how the NFL's gone. Like, almost every race. Like
back and forth. I saw some of the, one highlight. Woo.
Is it Chastain?
Yeah, the one that pulled off the video game move. Jesus.
Where he just let off. He literally shifted into his high gear. It took his hands off the steering wheel. And he just slammed the gas.
And hit the wall and just rode the wall.
But by God, he made up every spot he needed.
And yeah, he got into the playoffs on that move, didn't he?
The finals, yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
Because he was behind by, I think it was 4 points, maybe? Don't quote me on that. And he had to pass, 4 cars. So.
Yeah, and he got that. I mean, he didn't win, but he, made up, 4 spots.
Well, nobody looked at who won because they were like, did he just do that and it works?
It's like everybody what?
That's not supposed to work.
They're gonna come out with a new rule to prevent people from trying that again or something.
Well, somebody somewhere went on iRacing and tested it every track if it's possible to do that.
Yeah.
And even at the track that he did it at, he was unsuccessful pretty much everywhere. He did it at Martinsville, and he hit the pit gate, turn 4 gate, because
okay.
Chastain bounced off the wall just enough to where he didn't get stuck on that gate, because otherwise it would have ripped the whole right side of his car off.
So he didn't touch the steering wheel at all.
He let off it because
just let it go.
Yep, because he knew what would have happened. Because if he had his hands on the wheel and it jerked all of a sudden, he'd have broke his arm. So he just
I didn't know that. That makes the movie even more insane.
I know,
in my opinion.
Well, that's why Ross Chastain is become the people's champion, if you will.
For sure. I mean, that alone is just interesting.
He's the first person in a long time to give Chase Elliott a run for his money on most popular driver. The votes, from what I've heard,
Chase Elliott's classic NASCAR.
Well, it's because his dad was Bill, and
he just looks like classic NASCAR.
He does. He is old school NASCAR look, and it helps that he's got an old school NASCAR sponsor with Napa.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you're right.
And he's also got several other sponsors that attract everyone else.
Yo, he's just Mr. Popular. But then we got a rebel.
Mr. Chastain.
Yeah, anyway, so any other exciting notes to share from... We can't talk about the same... It was one, little move.
But it was the best move of the year.
It was. Honestly, if we're making a highlight reel for just sports in general, that's got to be up there.
All right. Here, I'll give you the top 5 moments I would say from this past year in NASCAR racing.
Okay.
So, number 1, Chastain's.
Obviously.
Number 2 was when we went to Road America and I almost watched our friend Craig get beat up by an NHL player.
I guess that's NASCAR related.
It is sports because it's 2 sports.
Okay.
Because our friend is an avid Colorado Avalanche fan.
Okay.
And this guy played for the team that the Avalanche...
well, I wouldn't say avid necessarily.
No, he watches.
Oh, he does? Okay, I didn't know that.
He just doesn't talk to anyone about it.
Oh, I'm excited to watch hockey now.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Blues. So.
I don't really... I'm a fan of the Blackhawks nominally, but I haven't followed hockey for a while, so I don't really know.
Yeah, it's okay. It was just funny watching him glare at him for about an hour, and then his wife came over and was like, I'm sorry about my husband. He just lost the NHL finals or whatever they call it, Stanley Cup, and he saw your hat and he got really mad.
Thought he was safe.
Yeah. And then we looked over at him, and then we looked him up on Google, and we're like, oh shit, he's a starter. I'm not going to say his name because he terrified me, but I could see why he played hockey. He fits the bill and look.
Right on, right on.
And more power to him. I hope he does well next year.
All right, so number 3.
Number 3, I would probably say, well, we're going back to Ross Chastain.
Again? Okay.
He did another move that no one else is talking about right now because they're so distracted by the Martinsville move. This one happened in Indianapolis.
Oh, really?
So
something exciting happened on the oval?
No, they were on the road course.
Oh, that's right, because the oval sucks.
It might not suck with the new aero package, but with the old one it did, yes.
Okay.
Because I would literally call it a day of getting sunburn otherwise. I know I went there for about 15 years in a row. So
yeah.
And there was 2 or 3 good races, but that was usually what it constituted to. That and either Gordon or Stewart winning.
They don't even have a Brickyard 400 anymore, do they?
They still call it, but it's
like a 250. I thought it was like a 250 now or something.
250 or 350, one of the two. I can't remember which, but they still technically consider it the Brickyard. No, it's weird.
Not the same.
It's not. Anywho, so Chastain saw that there was going to be a big melee into the first turn of the road course.
Yeah.
So he sees this and goes, fuck it. He shoots the gap, goes through, like, you know how
he causes the melee?
No. Because they all shoot into turn 1. He goes around it, like, into what would be oval turn 4.
Yeah.
And then he shoots through the gap that they have in the wall over there that gets back onto the track in about turn 3 or 4 of the road course. Yeah. I'll show you it if you want.
Yeah, I mean, after the podcast, you can. But
hell, I'll pull it up now, and we'll just watch it live. How's that sound?
So, this was a legal race move?
No, they penalized him, but it was just an incredible move.
Okay.
Because everyone was like, wait, can he do that?
They're like, we just don't like that. So it was kind of a moment of, there wasn't anything technically against the rules. It was just sort of...
It was a very, very gray area. And they kind of called it in place and said, you know what? That's not okay.
That's a violation.
We don't have a rule for that because we've never had it happen. Which means he's done that at not 1, but now 2 tracks.
So... Man, I'm just trying to fathom this. I'm full committed. So while we're looking this up, what's number 3 or 4 for you?
4. I would probably say, honestly, just seeing Kurt Busch win in a Jordan sponsored car, it was really cool to see.
Okay.
And like he earned it.
Right on, good for him.
And it's just nice being able to see Kurt Busch because, I mean, he's had so many health issues this year, too.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah, so seeing him just actually achieve something prior to all the health issues, it was nice. And, you know, if his career is over, then at least it's something to hang your hat on.
For sure.
And then,
I mean, he's been around since the 90s, right?
I mean, he raced trucks in the 90s.
Okay. I thought I remembered him from somewhere.
He is technically the last driver still in the field that raced with Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Wow. Yeah. That is crazy.
That tells you anything. So, we're pulling up the move here.
Okay. Oh.
Yep. Yeah, it'll come back.
Wait, was that him?
It'll come back.
It was him. I saw it. Yep. That's not legal.
No.
That's a violation.
It is. Yes, you are correct.
Are they gonna do a replay of it?
I think they do. Yeah, because I believe if I recall, the announcers were like, "What?
Because, I just saw him. He just went straight.
Yeah, he was sitting like 7th, and they're like, how did he do that?
And then he just comes down the road.
Yeah.
That's insane. That dude's insane.
Yeah. Dude, Chastain, if he doesn't win most popular driver next year, I will be shocked. To be
if he keeps pulling off stunts like this, then wow.
He said in an interview once, like, the reason he does what he does, like these crazy ass moves, is because he's like, listen, I ran shit boxes for 10 years in NASCAR just to have this opportunity and to finally be in a car that can win.
Yeah.
I am not taking a second if I can help it.
Fair enough.
Like, he didn't say it exactly like that, but that was the gist of it.
He's racing to win, and that's it.
Yeah, he does not give a fuck about tomorrow. He will say sorry tomorrow, but today, he's going for the win.
He's like, if it helps me win, I'll do it. All right, I can respect that.
Yeah. Let's see if it does the replay here. So I'm not seeing it right now.
But yeah, he just drove straight.
Yeah. I guess it doesn't show it there.
It'd be great if they found footage of pissed off in NASCAR. We'll have to watch that later. I'll have to watch that later.
Yeah. All right, so that shows what happened to him earlier in the race. Yeah, so he literally just found the pit gate that works.
It was open.
I mean,
I just thought it was a bonus. I mean, I think that would be a fun implementation in NASCAR. Is
shortcuts.
Shortcuts. They're risky.
It's the Joker lap.
The Joker.
Rally car does it.
Yeah. But yeah, number 5. Did you have a fifth moment?
Sorry, I get distracted by Chastain. It's just interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I get why he's an exciting driver.
Yeah, I mean, number 5, I'd probably just say would be the insane Daytona race where the rain hit while they were going into turn 1. Did I show you that?
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, dude, it's fucking raining down here. We need to stop. And they're like, nope, go another lap. And they're like, okay.
This is a bad idea.
And then I think it was 30 of them wrecked into turn 1.
Was that the same one? There was another wreck where there was just like, was that the same race where there was just like a multi-car wreck caused by somebody going into the wall or something? Somebody got pushed into the wall and caused like 10 to 12 cars to just wreck.
It may have been that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it was weather related.
I mean, there was a.
Oh, I can't remember the drivers involved because I don't know enough drivers.
That's okay.
I know Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, and Allmendinger.
Okay, well, I mean, that is 5 names. I'll give you credit. That is 5.
I could go on.
Could you?
Yes.
Is it because of me that you know more?
I mean, I did 1 year of fantasy NASCAR.
Oh yeah, you did compete that year, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I did better than Craig, I think.
Yeah, well, everyone did better than Craig, if I recall.
I think that's it.
If I do recall, I think it was just me and Braden that were still picking at the end of the year.
For sure. I was doing terrible.
That is okay. I do not expect anything else from you. You did enough.
I tried. But yeah.
Speaking of doing just enough, let's move on to our next sports-related topic that you're going to hate.
What?
Fantasy football.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
Well, I'm going to talk about it in our league.
I quit.
So...
I quit.
First off...
I mean, I'm not even mad about our league. I'll preface.
I'm not, but it's just an incredible story.
Yes. A rookie, Allie.
Yes.
Austin's
my significant
love
other. Yes. She acquired our 10th team this year.
Yes.
And she took it to the playoffs, and I didn't. So
she didn't. She almost made it to the finals. She was very close. We're facing each other for 3rd.
Yep. She went up against the number 1 seed, though, and the number 1 seed has been in the league since the start and has never won a title.
Oh, well,
that's
good for
15 years without a title.
I hope Patches beats him.
Yes, and then our friend Patches, who his
auto-drafted.
He auto-drafted, and he sets his lineup accordingly week 1. And that's it.
Yeah, he was reminded a couple times throughout the year, but...
I remind him once during the year, and then I had to remind him twice this year because it's the first time he made the playoffs, and I had to let him know.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what?
And he made it to the finals because...
he is in our championship game, and...
life is meaningless.
It is nothing but a windowless void.
I had Justin Jefferson in another league. But we won't talk about that league because it's too painful.
Because that's the one that made you rage quit, right?
Yeah, I deleted the fantasy app from my phone. I've not listened to my favorite podcast in over a week.
Oh, you poor
which is the Fantasy Footballers, because they're the best fantasy football podcast. And yeah.
Like and subscribe them as well as us.
Yes, they're great. But yeah. I lost my 0.4 points. And this is the first year that I won't make it to the finals in this league. It's only 3 years old, but it's still the first year I don't make it to the finals.
No,
was so close.
Still sorry for you. I mean, it does sound like you did give a valiant effort, though.
I did. It was close, but kickers suck, and they're the worst.
They're still going to be in our league.
Fuck you, Nick Folk. You fucking suck, Folk.
We cannot confirm nor deny if Nick Folk actually sucks.
No, he does. He missed two. He had 2 chances to get.
Statistically, he did
do
bad.
It was very bad.
Not as bad as Zach Wilson is, but...
yes, also I blame Zach Wilson.
Well, that's because he's to blame for most of the problems in the NFL now.
Yep, it's all his fault.
If it's not him, it's Josh McDaniels.
To the XFL!
Be gone with you!
Anyway. You're banished to the Rocks Kingdom!
That's an interesting way to put that. But let's go ahead and move on from the NFL, because there's still a lot of that.
We could talk about the NFL for the rest of the podcast. But moving on.
So, let's see.
The World Cup happened this year.
It did. I watched none of it.
Yeah.
I bet on one of them, but I did not watch it.
Get political here. Hey, FIFA is a corrupt organization, and it kind of hurts the game. I don't mind soccer. I'm not a huge fan of soccer.
I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it, but
yeah, but
I wouldn't mind watching like 5 minutes of it.
FIFA taints it pretty hard, and the whole bullshit that happened around the Qatar World Cup, however the fuck you say.
Are you talking about the alcohol thing?
Oh no, just like the horrible labor practices.
Oh yeah, that too.
And stuff. Has been pretty debated.
Man, I feel like such a dick bringing up the alcohol before the labor shit.
Hey, man, you got your priorities. I get you.
I'm so sorry.
But yeah, but that aside, though, I mean, Argentina won its first World Cup in
forever.
Yeah,
they won one previously, but I
want
don't
to say it's the 80s, maybe the 70s.
I don't know.
And it was Messi's first World Cup.
Yeah,
victory.
Well, I mean, everyone was saying that was like his one crowning achievement that he hadn't done yet.
Yeah, for sure.
And now he has, and the world can rest on that.
Yeah.
Because there really, to my knowledge, there isn't like another super name out there soccer-wise, is there? Like,
yeah, I don't think so.
Like when Messi's done, like who's next?
I don't know enough about soccer. I want to say, well, in the finals game, Mbappe had scored 3 goals.
Shit.
On his own.
Okay.
He played for France.
Well,
so he still lost, but he did score 3 goals on his own. Well, I mean, the team effort, but still.
But he did them.
He did them.
Well, maybe that'll be the next guy.
Maybe. Neymar is a name that I've heard for a while, but I don't know if he's that good or not.
I also don't know how old he is.
Yeah, me too.
So, like...
Ronaldo's not around anymore, right?
I don't think so.
Alright, let's not talk about soccer anymore.
The only other 2 I know are Beckham and Adu, and I don't think either of them play anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, let's talk about sports we know.
Pulisic from the U.S. team. I don't know what he plays for, actually.
Well, speaking of U.S. teams, how about women's football?
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, that's right. I'm bringing it up because you talked to me outside of this podcast about women's football, and I refuse to not put it in.
So, while we were doing our 10 minutes of research before this podcast, I stumbled onto the IFAF Women's Football World Championship.
It is a thing.
It was founded in 2010, but there's only been 4 championships.
How do they hold them like every couple of years or something?
I guess it's been sporadic.
That's a little weird, but hey, whatever.
And America has won all 4. The first one they won, the very first one they won, they didn't let anybody score on them.
That sounds about right. Who else is playing in this? Are we just like beating up on small countries? Or
I mean, it was hosted in Finland last year.
Okay, so at least the Norwegian countries, I guess.
Canada is there. They've won. We beat them apparently 66-0 in the
Jesus
in the final. That's the score I saw on the internet before the podcast.
Wow.
I cannot confirm if it's real or not.
We need to get some of these ladies in the NFL. Jesus.
Yeah, like, what? I thought we were dominant in, like, basketball, which we are.
I mean, compared to others, yeah.
But, like, I mean, I guess nobody else plays that sport, pretty much. And, I wonder if that's what the rest of the world looks like thinks when they look at our soccer team. Just be like, oh, they're terrible. Why would they?
Why would they even bring a team?
Yeah.
It must be. But you did bring up something else a little interesting there, though. The NBA.
Oh, yeah? You follow it more than I do. I loosely follow it.
Well, I believe it was a night or two ago, Luka Doncic, who is my favorite current player.
Yeah.
He went off for a lot.
Oh, yeah?
He scored 60 points.
That's a lot.
He had 21 rebounds.
Wow.
I think he had 10 assists and a couple of blocks.
Oh, so the good old triple-double.
Yep, he is the first person in Mavericks history to have a triple-double with 60 points.
Man,
and
good for him.
Second overall, I think, in the NBA.
Yeah, I've been hearing some, but he doesn't have a championship yet.
Well, he's only his 3rd or 4th year, so.
Oh, really? I thought he'd been around in the league longer.
No, Giannis has.
No, that's not.
Giannis just won his title, though.
This is another Eastern European basketballer.
Was it Jokic?
Yeah, Jokic.
Jokic, he is very good. I feel for him.
A championship, I believe.
He does not. Jokic does not.
Does he play for?
Nuggets. Go
I thought the
Denver
Nuggets almost made it, right?
They
had a hot year, right?
A year or two ago. Yeah, a year or two ago, they made the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, okay.
And they lost out to
probably the Lakers. No, the Warriors.
It was one of the two of them. I think it was the year LeBron went to the finals again.
Oh, okay.
So it was probably the Lakers. Regardless, Jokic, if he can get a few pieces around him, he will win a title. Because he won the MVP this year, if I recall.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
But
That's
like,
cool.
he's good.
Are we in the finals already? Are we in the playoffs already for basketball?
Nah, that won't be till April.
Okay.
This past year, Curry just added to his collection, so.
Okay, good for him.
That's why nobody talked about it. Because they're like, oh, great, he won his 7th one. Or whatever it is at this point.
I mean, he's not as winning as LeBron.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Oh, really? I think he only has like 3 or 4.
Well, let's check the old Googs here.
The Warriors has just been so dominant. I get that.
Now LeBron has more MVPs. I do know that.
Ooh, sorry, the football game just had a nice play. Also, like, I witnessed in the last 30 seconds just an amazing interception by the Titans defense.
Well, it's because it hit 3 people and then they caught it.
Yeah. No, he just passed it right to him, I think. I wish they'd play it again. But also, this catch, take a look at it. Oh,
that's good.
Ooh, he threw him down, tiptoed. A.J. Brown is elite.
That's not A.J. Brown.
It's not?
That's Treylon Burke.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I read Brown on the back of his jersey.
Now, remember, Brown's with the Eagles now.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
You're getting stuff wrong.
I'm getting stuff wrong. I meant Treylon Burks. Man, yeah, the rookie wide receivers from this year, while you're looking that up, been really good, honestly. Olave, Burks is looking pretty good. London,
if he can get a quarterback.
If literally, I mean, goddamn it, dude. Hey, NFL owners, get some goddamn good quarterbacks or something. They can't all be this bad.
No, there's like 6 teams out there at least that don't have a starter.
Baker Mayfield's not that bad.
No, he's not. He was just given a bad hand.
Kaepernick, he's out there. Can't be that bad, right?
He's at least starter quality.
No, he's better than Zach Wilson.
At this point, he's better than Russell Wilson.
God.
Curry and James have the same amount of NBA titles, by the way.
Good for them. 6?
4.
4. Oh, really? James only has 4?
Yep. He's been to 6 or more, probably.
Because
he went
Jordan has 7, right?
6 or 7. I can't remember the exact number. I like the NBA, but I'm not a stat nut on the NBA like I am the NFL. So.
Yeah, not. Don't follow it very much.
Like, it's fun. Like, I like watching the playoffs.
Yeah, I'll watch highlights every now and again.
Yeah, there's always something going on. It's just their season's so long.
Yeah, and there's just too many games for me to keep up. That's my problem with hockey, too.
Yeah, that's why I only, catch in every once in a while during the season.
For sure.
Again, how I do the NBA. Both those, I watch maybe 2-3 games a year in the regular season.
Also, there's no defense.
The NBA has some.
A bit. Not very much.
Not much. Hockey only has defense.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that.
It's like watching old school Legion of Boom games.
I like a good defensive game. It can be boring, but it's pretty fun, dude.
It's always interesting, though.
Yeah.
And plus, the Blues have a really good defense, so it's always fun to watch that.
I get that. All right.
Anyway,
so what's our next sport? We need to talk about the MLB. What the fuck is baseball?
Astros won. That's all I know.
Okay, good for the Astros.
Yeah, the Trastros.
The Trastros.
You ever heard about that?
Yeah, no, I witnessed it. It was a phenomenon.
It was, and for that, I still don't respect them.
Yeah.
F1 Verstappen kicked everyone's ass again.
What?
But Lewis Hamilton did not win this year.
Yeah, that's surprising. Does he just not care anymore?
Probably. He makes so much money just with his sponsorships. He doesn't need anything else.
He already won so much.
He set the record for, everything else.
Yeah. No, he's just racing for fun at this point.
Yeah, he's racing until he's done now.
Yeah.
He's about in that Jimmy Johnson era. Prior to his
You hate him that much?
I mean, I don't like Lewis Hamilton, but that's because he wins too much.
I remember seeing a rumor somewhere that he was going to move to NASCAR or something.
Tony Stewart was trying to get him to drive for his team at one point.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
That'd be goddamn. Ross Chastain versus Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, God.
It's a veritable real-life Talladega Nights.
Kimi Räikkönen did make a start this past year, though.
Kenny who?
Kimi Räikkönen.
I don't know him as well.
He used to be an F1 guy. He won a title.
Ooh, they finally got rid of, what's his name? Oh, the Russian guy.
Oh, Mazepin.
Marzipin.
Yeah,
Marzipan.
Because his dad supplied oil to the Russian army.
Yeah, they got him out of there.
Yeah.
And they're like,
they're like, oh, hey, clause break.
You suck anyway.
You have finished last for the last 2 seasons.
You're only here because of money. You're out.
And it's funny because the person they replaced him with, he not only scored the first pole for that team, he also went and scored the most points that particular car has ever scored in a season.
Wow.
So clearly Mazepin was the problem.
Yo.
So sorry Mazepin, but
good old Marzipan.
You're not good. Maybe go back to go-karts.
Well, he's probably drafted in the Russian army at this point.
Yeah, because as soon as he flew back, they were like, all right, get your helmet.
Yeah.
You mean my racing helmet?
No.
No, not that.
Won't need that.
Not where you're going.
It's not bulletproof.
Poor guy. Anyway, let's move on.
IndyCar exists.
Yeah, it is a thing. I won some money off it this year, so.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, I picked the winner of the Indy 500.
Ooh.
Marcus Ericsson.
Marcus Ericsson.
He is
Good job.
a Swede, I think.
How dare he steal
What?
an American's title?
I don't think
The
many
Indy-
Americans have won that
Yeah,
title
you're
in a
right.
while.
Are there any Americans in IndyCar?
There's a handful. Colton Herta is. Alexander Rossi.
Because the good drivers drive NASCAR.
Drive what?
NASCAR.
Well, I don't know about that.
If you're American, you drive NASCAR.
Really, all American drivers that are good kind of split into 3 divisions.
Oh, yeah.
There's those who go to NASCAR,
Of course.
which is the vast majority of the NASCAR drivers outside of 2 or 3 of them.
Montoya.
He is not around anymore. It
Didn't
is
think so.
Suarez,
Suarez.
because he is from Monterrey, Mexico.
Barely not America.
It still counts. And honestly, Suarez is fun, so I like him.
There's no Canadian NASCAR drivers.
There
Is there a race in Canada?
not currently. There used to be. They used to run in Mossport in Montreal.
I knew in Montreal.
There-
I'm just imagining the French announcers in Montreal.
No.
Ah, oui, oui, let's go.
Anyway, so
Let's
that's,
go. Let's go.
that's about a third of them. Another third of the bigger American drivers go into the category of what I call everything else,
Everything else, okay.
which is IndyCar, F1. There's only one in FE,
Oh,
but there was one in Formula One now.
Formula 2?
Formula Two's got a couple.
Oh, damn it. That's Formula 3?
Same.
Formula 4?
Sure, probably.
Is there a Formula 4?
There is. I don't follow it though.
Oh, Formula 5?
I don't have time to find all of that. Okay, but that category I also put like all the road racing people in, like
Okay.
rally cars and IMSA and that kind of stuff. The
Gotcha.
Trans Ams with the Challengers and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd say a third go into that, and then a third go into the other category here, which is dirt racing.
Dirt racing,
Which,
an American pastime.
I mean, over the years I've come to enjoy some dirt racing. Yes.
I mean, you've been forced to.
Well,
It was exposure therapy.
in a way, yes. But, there is good stuff in it. I enjoy it. To a point.
Right on.
Like, this past year, McCready won a title again.
Good for McCready.
Yeah. He's my favorite driver in dirt racing, so that helps.
Right on.
Outside of that, we went to another year of Gateway Dirt Nationals. Had a good time.
Oh, okay.
That's about all I got for dirt racing.
Okay.
Because,
Go McCready.
yeah, McCready's good. Gateway's fun. Go to Eldora.
Wait, is Eldora, Missouri?
No, Eldora's the Ohio track.
Oh, gross. Ohio?
It's not Missouri.
You're telling me to go to Ohio?
It's barely in Ohio.
Ugh.
It's like 20 minutes into Ohio.
Yeah.
It's before Dayton.
Ugh.
Listen, it's better than Florida.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
Although it is the Florida of the Midwest, but it's Midwest, so it's not as bad.
It's better than being the Louisiana of the Midwest.
Which is...
Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is it also about to drown to the Mississippi or something?
I mean, technically, yeah. Louisiana's in a little worse shape, but they just can't catch a break down there.
I mean, yeah. They
Saints
did catch a
suck,
break
weather
in
hates them.
2004. Broke everything.
Anyway, let's move on. You said there was a chess scandal this year.
Oh, okay. So
The most interesting sport of them all.
Yeah, chess is a sport for sure. All right, so I'm not gonna do this justice, but So one of the best, I think he is the best, considered the best player in the world. Magnus Carlsen.
That's a hell of a name.
Yeah. I don't know what nationality is.
It kind of sounds Norwegian.
Yeah. He quit a chess match in the middle of it.
Is that legal?
I mean, yeah. He basically,
Is it
he
qualified
kind
as
of
like a
was.
forfeit?
He basically forfeited because he basically thought his opponent was cheating, and then he posted like this kind of cryptic tweet on Twitter. Yeah.
Well, that's where you tweet.
Yeah. And he people took that and kind of surmised that maybe his opponent had been using anal beads.
Anal beads?
Yes. To cheat.
How do you use anal beads to cheat in chess?
Well,
This sounds like a riddle.
so it's those kind that vibrate with a remote.
Ugh. Ugh. Please tell me this is not going where I think it's going.
And they were sending in code, presumably, messages.
Oh boy. And now, did he have it, like, at least in his pocket?
No.
Oh.
They check that.
Oh. Oh.
Well, okay, so this is all alleged. There's been litigation over it.
I don't know that you can make this allegation without there being some legitimacy to
And
it.
I understand that his opponent has admitted to cheating in the past.
With this strategy?
No, not with this strategy. But that is what a lot of, like, supposedly good, well-known people in the chess observing community have made this theory.
I mean,
a thing apparently. So yeah, his opponent was Hans Niemann.
Hans Niemann. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a lot to unwrap with the chess community.
Yeah, no. So that's what's been going on in the chess community. Anal bead cheating.
Things I never thought I'd hear in my life.
Yo. There's also chess boxing.
Chess boxing?
Have you never heard of chess boxing? They just had their championship not too long ago.
No, that's
it's
weird.
exactly what it sounds like. So you play a round of chess.
And then you box for a round?
And then you box for a round.
And then you go back to chess afterwards?
And then you go back to chess afterwards.
Wow, that is... Okay, that's like the slap championship.
Yeah, but then you play chess.
Did you see Dana White is starting a slap championship?
That makes perfect sense. I'm surprised that it hasn't caught on in the U.S.
It's about to, probably.
I bet.
Do you think we could get some slap champions to enter the WWE?
No. Oh, God. There will be eventually, for sure. I'm sure they'll have people from the WWE that'll try to compete, potentially.
What if the Big Show does it? Come on.
Otis.
Oh, no. Brock Lesnar.
He just has a slappable face, so...
He finally determines he doesn't want to move to get paid.
I mean, yeah. But, yeah, it was invented by a French comic book artist.
Yeah, that checks out. I don't know. That just sounds weird. But
yeah.
Speaking of stuff that sounds weird, I've got another sport to discuss with you.
Yes.
Because I found about it this morning.
Okay. Enlighten me.
So I was sitting on the commode.
Of course, as you do most of the day.
Yep. And I was reading through Facebook.
Oh.
I came across this thing.
Always believe everything you read on Facebook.
It is the Balloon World Cup.
Okay. Like hot air balloons?
Nope.
Okay.
It is a competition that is sponsored by Volkswagen.
Oh, the people's wagon.
Yes, the car of the people.
Car of the people, not the Jews. The people.
Jesus Christ.
What?
I'm just, not going to...
That's how it was founded?
I'm not going to address whatever.
That's what Adolf Hitler would have wanted.
No. Anyway, we're talking about the Balloon World Cup, not Adolf Hitler.
Oh, gosh.
So, the Balloon World Cup is literally they blow up a balloon, and they have two people in a ref enter a square box deal that has various items in it, including a Volkswagen, a couch.
Okay.
There's some chairs, some random furniture.
They trying to float shit with balloons?
The idea is the ref pops the balloon, and the people go back and forth to not let it hit the ground.
Oh.
They had their first ever World Cup, though.
Well, good for them.
And I believe...
Who won?
Peru won?
Good for Peru.
Peru won.
They deserve that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm astounded, actually.
I mean, I'm happy it's a country that, like, kind of deserves a win in some aspect.
Yeah. Who doesn't deserve to be the Balloon World Cup champion?
Yeah, because, well, I mean, it's something for them to win, because, I mean...
Something for them to win. Okay, Mr. First Worlder.
I'm sorry, like... Argentina's got the World Cup.
Yeah.
And it's usually dominated by other people like the UK, Spain, France.
Yeah, like, the only contenders in like, South America have always been, like, maybe Brazil.
Yeah. And that's usually just when they're hosting and rig it.
Yeah.
From what I've been told, I have no proof.
They have some good players, I think. Neymar plays for Brazil, I believe.
Sure.
And I think he's okay. I don't know. That's just a name that I know.
I don't know enough. So, sorry, I'm uncultured in the soccer universe.
So, I mean, so am I. So I don't know why we're complaining about it. Anyway.
Let's go back to the sport we know.
Yeah, back to the sports we know. So, NFL.
Yep. I have officially checked off everything else that was on my list of sports.
No other weird sports out there to consider before we talk about next year for the NFL, what it looks like, and what we're excited about.
I mean, I'm sure there is, but I'm going to skip it because I don't know them. So...
Fair enough. All right, so NFL draft order. Let's talk about it. Who the teams that have been doing the worst?
Well, before we do this,
yes,
let's talk about a way for you to not do your worst.
Yeah.
And you know how you can do that, Ethan?
Oh, what? I thought we were doing this in post.
No, we're not doing this in post. We're doing it right now.
Oh, well, you'll have to edit that out.
The way to not do your worst, Ethan, is to get yourself some Dubby.
Oh, what's Dubby?
Dubby is an energy beverage of sorts.
Is it? What is it?
It is a mixed-in powder that allows you to have a more natural version of an energy drink.
It's like Mio, not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor, no. It is a energy Mio, if you will.
Yeah, because I'm sure that they would love to be compared to that.
Well, it tastes like...
Oh, so you've actually tried it? Does it work?
I tried a sample. It was actually decent, yeah.
Is it full of caffeine? Did you wake up?
It did help with that, for sure, yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm not sure if it was caffeine. I did not read the label. Probably should have read the label, but
by
I
this
didn't.
time, next podcast, maybe I'll have tried some.
Well, we'll find out next year with more of our own podcast. But in the meantime...
Buy Dubby.
Buy Dubby. Use promo code less than... I think is what I made it.
Oh, they fumbled the snap. Oh, yeah, less than. We were totally paying attention to this ad read. We care about our sponsors. Thank you, insert sponsor here. I mean, Dubby.
You know the name of the sponsor. Read the card.
I was leaving room to fix it in post.
I'm lazy. I'm not going to fix it in post.
No, we don't edit any of our podcasts.
If that's not already evident enough.
Raw and unfiltered.
I think I've edited 3 things. And it's usually because someone says something about a certain topic.
Wait.
I'm not mentioning names, but I'm pointing very loudly.
You brought it up this time. Now you're just going to let me not talk about it?
Yep. Now we're moving to the NFL.
All right, fine.
Bye, Dubby. Don't listen to Ethan, except about NFL.
The Supreme Court is illegitimate.
Shut up. NFL, go.
Anyway, yeah, so the Texans did the worst. They tried, but they didn't really. So yeah, I'll just go with the top 10 real quick. We'll do a rundown. The Texans.
All right.
Chicago.
Okay.
Seattle.
How'd they get that one?
From
Denver.
The Broncos.
Oh, Denver's fucked.
Yeah, Denver traded away their future for nothing.
They trade away their future for someone else's past.
The Cardinals.
Okay.
Surprisingly, the Colts are this high. I thought they were number like 2 or 3.
Well, that's because they snuck out a couple wins somehow.
Yep. The Falcons.
Okay.
And then the Lions and the Raiders.
Okay.
And the Panthers and the Eagles.
Fun fact, Panthers are still playoff eligible.
Let's see. Seattle still has another pick yet to go, obviously, and so do the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it for...
Well,
and the Lions also have another first-round pick.
Well, let's look at this group right here, because I think that's where you're going to find a lot of answers in free agency and the draft.
Yeah, like I think some teams are going to take a major step up, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think, honestly, looking at these names right here, the ones that pop out to me are, first off, Panthers seem to be a lot better than they actually are.
Yeah.
Or they're just really good at acting, one of the two.
I don't know. They got rid of McCaffrey, and apparently he was the problem.
Which is a weird statement.
Yep.
They also got rid of Matt Rule, too, though.
Well...
And he was also part of the problem.
Yes.
Because
yes,
he just wanted to run McCaffrey until his legs broke off. So he had no interest in quarterbacks.
Hey, you know what? Kyle, good for him for getting into Kyle Shanahan's system where... Every running back comes out super healthy. I mean, he actually does have a pretty... Like, he doesn't just use one dude.
No, he spreads it around. Yeah. Everyone gets a carry.
He doesn't try to break his running backs like a lot of teams.
Pittsburgh. Every year.
Every time.
Hey, at least they're starting to get away from that. I've seen Jalen Warren have a couple of carries, okay?
Yeah, you're right. And they did go to him this year.
Yes.
Mostly because he was injured still, I think.
That is also true, but beside the point.
But yeah,
I mean, Texans, that's going to be a quarterback guaranteed. Be a quarterback.
No doubt about it. Bears will probably pick up a defensive piece.
I could see them doing that or trading down to someone that needs a quarterback.
Yeah.
I could see the Raiders trading up for that spot.
Do they have picks left from... Like, do they have... I guess they could trade up from their 8th pick.
Trade up and maybe add like a second or a third round to it or something.
Yeah, I could. If they don't really care, they could go for it.
I mean, if they see somebody, because they don't want Derek Carr clearly, and for some reason the ownership thinks Josh McDaniels the answer. So
I think he's getting fired,
and he just is trying to play scapegoat.
Maybe I just think he's gonna get fired. I wouldn't be surprised if the QB left too.
Well, I wouldn't be either, because he already stepped away from the team from what they said.
Who, Derek Carr?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, he's not even at practice.
What? I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
He said something along the lines of, I don't want to be a distraction around here.
Oh, Derek Carr. He's a good human.
I hope he gets a job anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like...
At least at Walmart.
What? Not a sponsor.
Yeah, I don't know exactly who.
Ooh, Derek Carr could go to the Colts.
They deserve it.
They have an O-line.
They do, and
Jonathan Taylor, when he's healthy, is good.
Yeah, and if anybody deserved Derek Carr, it's the Colts.
Because they've gone through hell the last year or two.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the Bears will go defense though.
Yeah, I if they keep the pick, I'd say that's right. Seattle's an interesting one.
Yeah, because are they gonna they could just re-sign Geno.
Yeah,
he's been pretty good this year.
I mean, if they don't see anything they like up there, I could see them trading down too, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who. Maybe Panthers trade with them or something. Like,
what capital? I think they sent all their capital away for Sam Darnold.
No, they got some back with McCaffrey.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And Darnold's gonna get the boot I see coming. So
yeah,
he's gonna be a full-time backup somewhere. Just not in Carolina.
Yeah, I could see them trading away because they seem pretty solid, and they could still improve. Like Geno Smith is a game manager.
He is,
and they can build a cast around him to make it work.
And he can be a nice bridge quarterback for them. Like, like a Bridgewater, if you will. With a few less interceptions.
No, he's thrown a lot of interceptions recently.
Oh, well. I think overall he's still doing better.
And then also, this is all subject to change because some crazy shit could happen. Cardinals is number 4.
I could see them getting a quarterback.
Yeah, because I feel like...
I think Murray's on his way out.
Unfortunately, because the real problem is Cliff Kingsbury.
Yes, but they're going to blame Murray, too.
Yeah.
Because he likes playing Call of Duty too much.
I think that's been a little overblown. But...
it might be, but... I mean, there are coincidences in there.
Well, he did have an ACL tear, I think.
And, he did? I don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, they can't count on him for the future right now, necessarily, because they don't know what he's going to look like after the injury. He's not going to be the mobile quarterback that they wanted.
Yeah, because, I mean, that's really his biggest stat, really, like, at this point in his career.
Was being able to kind of Mahomes it a little bit.
Yeah, which, I mean, that's what helped get Mahomes off the ground.
Yo. And then he proved that he's probably the best quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes and, well, the other one I would consider the best is Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Similar situation.
But think about who Mahomes is doing it with and who Josh Allen is doing it with.
That's true. One has talent in their surrounding cast.
Yeah, one has Travis Kelce.
Yeah, which is a talent.
Yeah, for sure.
And, there's some role players around him, but...
Role players. Bit parts.
Yes, like third stringers on other teams.
He recently rediscovered the running back.
Yes, turns out that...
Eric McKinnon is fine.
Turns out McKinnon's good, and so is their... is he a rookie?
Pacheco, yeah.
Pacheco, yeah. I like him, too. He's good. I think he could be a good piece to build on.
But what do we think the Colts are going after? They could go for a quarterback.
You gotta go quarterback, right?
Yeah, you gotta think.
Unless they go crazy and they decide, you know what? We want Kyler Murray. Or Derek Carr. Or Daniel Jones.
I wouldn't be surprised. They just traded away for a haul or something. I don't know. There's a lot of QB needy teams out there.
There are, and I'm looking at most of them. Yeah. I mean, really the Bears.
The Falcons.
The Bears are the only people on here I see in the top 10 that really don't truthfully need a quarterback.
Yeah, the Falcons aren't committed to Desmond Ridder. I know that.
No, they are. They're open to change. Like, just what you got. We'll take it.
Yeah, I'm sad to say. I feel like we should, but I'm sad to say that I don't think the Lions are going to go quarterback this year. They might pick up a late round, like a
third or fourth round.
Yeah, well, maybe even round 2. But if there's like somebody really good left,
I mean, you look at stats though. Like statistically speaking, there are good quarterbacks back there sometimes. That you
Tom Brady was round 6.
Brady was round 6. Russell Wilson, when he didn't suck, was round 3, I think.
Peyton Manning was number 1.
Well, that's not what we're looking at. I mean, Fitzpatrick was round 7.
Yeah. Mike White, I don't even think he was drafted.
He wasn't. Kirk Cousins was round 4.
Yeah, there we go. Kirk Cousins.
And he ended up taking the job from someone that got drafted 2nd overall.
Mahomes was, wasn't he? I think he was 8th pick or something.
I think he may have been later than that. But, yeah, I mean, Josh Allen, I think, was the only one above him, if I recall. If that's the same draft, maybe.
Yeah.
That, is still starting, I should say. Because there was a bunch of crap in front of him that was just terrible.
For sure. A lot of people made some mistakes by not taking Mahomes.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of people compare, that mistake to, when people skipped on Brady. So,
yeah.
which is fair because...
Although, is Brady washed? Sorry, we're getting off the draft topic. Because, like, I mean, we'll do a blitz real quick. Raiders, they might need a QB. Probably need to improve their defense more than anything.
Or their head coach.
Yeah. Panthers desperately need a quarterback.
Really, if they get a quarterback, I could see them being playoff caliber.
And what? Right now, the Eagles have the 10th pick. I didn't even think about that.
It's because they have... I think it's the Saints pick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, Saints, fun fact, are playoff eligible still.
Gross.
Yeah. It's because the NFC South, man.
Yep. It sucks. So anyway, to round out our podcast, probably.
More than likely, because I believe we're probably in the 2-hour range, maybe?
Is Tom Brady washed?
You know, this is a really difficult thing for me to look at.
Yeah, because you're a Bucs fan.
I'm a Bucs fan.
But you hate Tom Brady, because Tom Brady sucks.
I will say that Tom Brady is not my favorite quarterback of all time, but...
Kisses kids on the lips.
And that is gross. But I do feel for him at the moment. He's going through a divorce.
Which is his own fault.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing that. But I think it's affecting his gameplay.
It's because he looks like a vampire.
A little bit. He still looks better than Aaron Rodgers. So...
I mean, no. Tom Brady looks like he drinks children's blood.
Yes, but Aaron Rodgers looks like he lives under a bridge, so...
Yeah, I know. I think that's a little bit nicer looking.
Okay. We're going to put a poll out there after this. Trolls or vampires? Which do you prefer for your starting quarterback? But, man, I don't know that it's just Brady on the Bucs, though, that's the problem.
You think Mike Evans is washed?
No.
Leonard Fournette apparently is.
He is.
Although people have said Leonard Fournette is washed before, and he wasn't.
he just gave up on the head coaching staff, which I think is what's happening now. To be honest with you,
wait,
I think
what's the coaching tree?
So it's Todd Bowles. That's who's the head coach.
Was he?
I think
he's not a Patriot. No.
No. I can't remember which arc he's from. He's from one of the big ones. I know
Bruce Arians brought him over, right?
Well, he's really good friends with Bruce Arians, and Arians has had his back the whole season.
Yeah.
But because Arians just doesn't want to be the head coach and travel everywhere. But like when they're at home games, even Arians pops up and hangs out with them. But I don't think that Todd Bowles has all the players in his ship, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think they just don't want to be a part
Andy
of it.
Reid.
Oh, yeah, that checks out. Yep, he was with the Eagles. And then he went and tried to be with the Jets, and that was a terrible
Bill Parcells. It's the other name I recognize from history. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so it looks like the Bucs, it's not happening there. Tom Brady's probably going to retire, maybe move to a different team.
I think he would move to a different team first.
Raiders.
That's the team I've heard.
The Raiders, because one, Las Vegas. Hey,
2, Josh McDaniel.
He's young and single. Oh. Reminded me of Josh McDaniel.
Yes.
They should have just kept Vic Fangio.
He did fine.
Yeah. He was there already. They probably didn't even have to pay him that much.
Well, I've heard that Vic Fangio may be joining someone else next year as a coordinator.
Who's that?
Supposedly, Sean Payton's trying to get back in the NFL.
He's going to take over the Rams?
Why would he take over Sean McVay's spot?
People have been he's been rumored to retire.
McVay?
At any point, yeah.
He's like 30.
Yeah, but
he's our age.
Apparently Amazon has offered him
a boatload of money.
A prime warehouse full of money.
Jesus. I mean, it makes sense. He's a very smart...
to TV.
He's a very smart mind.
Yeah.
But if I were him...
He's won a Super Bowl.
He has, but like...
Why rebuild a team where you could just move on?
Because
That's the millennial mindset. You just move on. I'm done here. I could go do other things.
While I
just
don't
leave this job.
I don't disagree with that, and there's someone that's probably listening right now that should take the hint. But
that was not coordinated.
It wasn't, but it worked well. You know who you are.
Anyway, yeah.
I really think that he should at least give it one more go.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so, because I feel like is one really enough?
Because, I mean, let's just say circumstance, it sucks, but...
I mean, he could be a head coach if he wanted to for the rest of, 30 years, probably.
Yeah, everyone will hire him.
Yeah.
Because he's clearly shown he's smart. But, you could get another year maybe out of Stafford, but if you keep Baker on the staff...
Stafford's not retiring.
Yeah.
He announced that.
Yeah, and they're going to have a difficult decision to make between Baker and Stafford.
No, it's not difficult at all. It's Stafford.
I mean, yeah.
Stafford, if healthy. If he's healthy, then yes, we're going to go with Stafford.
But if he's not healthy, you still have Baker, who clearly works in the system. He just scored 51 points.
But it was the Jets.
It was, but at the same time...
Right? It was the Jets, right?
I don't remember who it was.
Christmas has been crazy.
The whole holiday season's been nuts. But regardless, they put up 51 points. And it does take a quarterback to do 51.
Yeah, I mean, Baker is better than Oh, it's the Broncos, of course.
I mean, that makes...
The Broncos.
That makes more sense.
Oh, that poor defense doesn't deserve that.
It doesn't. The defense for Denver is a lot better than that. But
I think the defense just decided to hey, if Russell Wilson isn't going to play, then we aren't either.
Well, I think they were also trying to get their head coach that sucks fired, which I can't remember if it was on a podcast or not, but I know we discussed NFL predictions at one point this year. Maybe it's somewhere on the internet.
For sure.
I was very wrong about the Broncos.
I was too. I thought they were going to do great, even despite... I had misgivings for Josh McDaniels. But I still thought they were going to do fine because, Russell Wilson is an elite talent, right?
So we thought.
Right? Dangerous.
You remember my prediction, though, don't you?
What was that? Super Bowl?
No. Well, maybe, but... Remember I made the prediction that there would be 3 1,000-yard receivers on their team.
And there are now 0.
And there will be 0. Because I think Judy is the only one that's healthy right now.
Yo, no.
Is Sutton healthy?
I think Sutton was healthy last week, but I don't know how much he played.
Well,
he
regardless.
I think he might have been active. That's it.
Well, Wilson's thrown more interceptions than they've had receptions, so...
He's only thrown 4 touchdowns, right?
Something like that. I know there was a stat at one point that said, he'd only thrown, 2 touchdowns in the first 8 weeks or something like that.
Okay, he's thrown more than 4.
He's probably at, 8 now, isn't he?
He's at 12. He made it to double digits. He had a 3-touchdown game recently.
That helps, too. I think he did well against the Chiefs a couple weeks ago.
Yep, that was it.
Yeah. Which is weird, because, you do well against the good teams, but then you play Houston and you lose.
The Rams, and you get
mauled.
Slaughtered.
Yeah. What? But, I don't even know what to think of the Broncos anymore. But back to the Sean McVay thing, you have 2 good quarterbacks on your team now. And Stafford, as much as he wants to play, I don't know that his body's going to let him do more than about 2 years.
Yeah, I can see him getting another year, and maybe I think he wants to push for another Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and he could do it with the team that they have.
If they get a healthy team and they pick someone that works in the system that's not Allen Robinson.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Which is a shame because, honestly, I thought that was going to work out a lot better.
Me too.
But I guess send Allen Robinson somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah, get some picks.
Yeah, Trade him back to the Bears.
No.
Give Justin Fields a freaking option.
Hey, Darnell Mooney is fine, and Chase Claypool he's Mapletron.
Oh, Mapletron?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
I don't like that.
Mapletron.
I don't like that.
Mapletron.
At all.
Syrup in disguise.
Ew. I'm going to pretend that didn't happen. Regardless, who would they replace Allen Robinson with, though? That's the question. Do you think they draft someone?
I don't know who free agent. That might be a whole nother podcast for early next year. Which is discussing free agency.
We will definitely have to do that.
It's looking like you can get successful rookie wide receivers.
Because didn't you say this is a very good skill position draft?
I believe so.
Yeah.
But, in the last couple of years, you can really get some work out of wide receivers. Rookies this year that have, made an impact on their teams. Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson for the Packers.
Yeah, and then you talked about Olave and London and Burks earlier.
And Wilson's made a difference, too. He's really good. Burks hasn't quite got there. I'm trying to think if there's another one off the top of my head.
Well, there's the kid that started doing good for the Bengals lately. Irwin.
Yeah. Jameson Williams is out there.
Oh, with the Lions, yeah.
Irwin for the
Bengals.
Thornton for the Patriots. He had a stretch where he was looking pretty okay.
Yeah. Who's the guy with? Is it Dortch?
He's not a rookie.
I thought he was.
He's been around a while.
Damn it. Okay, I was wrong then. My bad.
I want to say he's been around for 4 years.
Sure. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know.
But yeah, we'll probably end up rambling for another hour. So we'll probably. All right, quick predictions. Right now,
all right,
who's winning the Super Bowl?
As of the last day of 2022, because that's probably whenever I'm going to put this podcast out.
Yeah.
Super Bowl. Okay, let's pick the two teams at the Super Bowl and
two
then the
teams
winner.
in the Super Bowl.
I'm going to say... You know what? You go first.
What? I go first? What?
Okay, fine. I'll go first.
No, I had picks.
Nope, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
You seemed not ready, and
I was ready.
Fine, go then.
All right, AFC. What are the teams in the AFC?
I thought you said you were ready.
NFC, 49ers.
Okay.
AFC, Bills.
Okay.
Who else is it gonna be? Oh, sorry. No, I'm wrong. We need to have a Red Bull.
Red Bull?
The Chiefs.
Oh.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Oh, so a rematch is what you're saying.
Yo. It's going to be gross and stupid, but
that's gonna
and
be...
all the jerseys are going to look the same. You're like, wait a minute.
Who's on whose team?
Who's the white jersey this time?
No, who's on third?
But yeah, no, I'm going to go Chiefs 49ers. That's a rematch of what, 18?
Something like that. It was the one before the Bucks. So who wins?
49ers.
Oh, so the reverse.
Yes.
Okay.
Revenge. The revenge of Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
Christian McCaffrey's getting that ring this year.
I mean, if anyone deserves it, it's Tim. He had to suffer in Carolina
for so long.
For a lot longer than I would have.
Yo. So that's my pick.
Okay. That's
defense wins championships.
Good pick. I'm gonna go a little differently.
Yeah? You're wrong.
Because I'm gonna go Bills.
Gross.
Because I don't see anyone in the AFC that's gonna beat them other than maybe the Chiefs.
Didn't they lose last week?
The Bills, I think...
Didn't the Jets beat them?
No, I think they squeaked out a win. But I will admit they've been close in some games, but... Oh,
yeah, you're right. No, they didn't squeak it out. They handled the Bears. It was the Dolphins they almost lost to.
That's what it was, yeah.
The Dolphins aren't going to make it this year. They're just not quite there.
Well, their big issue is Tua keeps getting hurt. And really,
yeah, he has another concussion this week.
That's the main problem.
It's not good.
If he could just, not get hurt, that'd be great. But
it's just unlucky. It just happens.
Yeah, I mean...
All right, so you pick the Bills.
Yeah, you can't do much about Tua, so yeah,
NFC.
Bills.
What you doing?
I mean, there's options there, but I don't know. If Jalen Hurts comes back, I want to say the Eagles, but I don't...
Should be back next week, I think. It was the timeline.
Yeah, but you know what?
They don't need him next week.
Another team impressed me, and I think I'm going to go with them instead.
It's not the Cowboys. They lost to the...
It's not the Cowboys.
The Jaguars last week.
It's not the Cowboys. I promise you it's not the Cowboys. I will probably never pick the Cowboys.
They're barely beating Josh Dobbs.
And the Titans.
Yeah, and the
Without
Titans.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, without Derrick Henry.
Yeah, not the Cowboys. I am going to go Vikings.
Okay. The comeback team.
The comeback kids.
The team that almost lost to
the Colts.
The Colts.
But they didn't.
They didn't.
And they put on a show doing so.
The fourth quarter king.
I kind of halfway believe that Kirk Cousins just wanted a record for something.
So the problem is that Kirk Cousins does not do well in prime time, though.
Exactly. So that's why I say Bills win the title.
Bills win the title. But, other than the games to get there are primetime games.
Well, he might play the afternoon playoff games. You don't know that.
They schedule it so he has a chance.
Yeah, they just purposely schedule it at 1 instead of, 8.
That makes perfect sense. All right. I like that. Is there any other quick predictions we can make for the NFL?
I mean, let's just do 3 highlights through the year for each of us, and then we'll call it. Sound good?
3 highlights. All right.
So number 3.
Let's see. I think it was Justin Jefferson made the catch with the defender's hand.
Yeah, I thought that was really impressive.
That was crazy. That was insane.
I liked that. Which goes great with my number 3, which is when they came back against the Colts, because that was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Number 2 for me, Josh Jacobs ripping off that run in overtime.
Oh,
the 80, was it 84 yards? He was injured, and he just ripped it off.
He's like, I don't care, I'm doing it.
I'm taking this team on my back, and we're gonna win.
My number 2 probably be what was it? The Patriots-Jets game. That was completely crap all the way through, and then at the last second, somebody, I can't remember his name.
It was Jacoby Myers.
Yeah,
it was Jacoby Myers.
He ran it all the way back from a punt return, I believe.
Oh no, you're not talking about the Patriots game where they just lost it before overtime?
Oh, there's so many Patriots games that they do that.
Okay, sorry. What were you talking about?
Because you're talking about the one where they threw an interception, right?
Yeah, Jacoby Myers threw an interception on a lateral.
Yeah. It reminded me of you've seen The Water Boy, right?
Yeah.
It reminded me of whenever he, his first game, he's like, number 62, there you are. And he, throws the ball at him. And then everyone's like, no!
But the mauling that Mac Jones got from that defender was just amazing.
Oh, yeah. That was great. But, I was talking about whenever they returned the punt or whatever it was for the touchdown.
Okay, yeah.
Because that game was terrible otherwise.
For sure.
I don't even know how anyone
I think that was the Zach Wilson game.
It was. It was also if I recall, it was a Bailey Zapp game too.
Yeah, Zap.
Yep. Zappamania.
Yeah. My number 1 is probably the Jacoby Myers interception.
That's fair.
It's just so unexpected. A terrible game otherwise. And then it was okay, no reason. There's no reason to do this. We could just go to overtime. It's a coin flip. We could win that coin flip. and get the ball first. But no, he just like, now we gotta lateral it.
Don't worry, boys. I got this.
They were tied.
They just had to go and wreck it, huh?
Oh, and just Mac Jones getting absolutely mauled. Honorable mention will be the boos from last week that Zach Wilson got.
Oh, that was going to be my number one.
Those are so good.
Because screw Zach Wilson. Straight up.
Gosh.
Like,
those boos were just fantastic.
They just fit the mood, really.
Yeah.
Just like, you know what? We all understand that this guy's crap.
Yo, we need to get him out of here. I can't believe they should have just pulled him at the half.
Do you think they release him, though? Like, what do you do with him at this point?
Somebody will trade for him. Somebody will trade for him.
Well, if Brady goes to McDaniels, then...
The Falcons could trade for him.
No, they won't.
They won't.
They'll trade for Kyler Murray. And...
I won't be able to tell the difference.
And then Derek Carr. Yeah, that's so depressing. But true. Derek Carr, Colts.
Colts, okay.
I could see Gardner Minshew getting a starting job if he does well this week.
Yeah. He's kind of right there on the cusp.
I could see him going to Tennessee, really. I think he fits the bill.
I don't think Malik Willis is it.
He's not, and I honestly don't think Tannehill's got it anymore.
Yeah.
He needs to retire.
He lost his star wide receiver, and he doesn't have the chemistry with Burks yet.
And I don't think he's going to get it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just too late in his career. It's unfortunate, because Tannehill actually proved that he was a decent quarterback. And I'm happy he did.
Yeah.
He didn't get a fair shake at the tail with the Dolphins.
Oh, fuck the Dolphins.
Well, that was the Coach Butthole days, so.
Yeah.
You remember those dark days.
Adam Gase doesn't have a job. Hey, now we just need to work on Matt Patricia. Get Matt Patricia fired.
Can we cancel Matt Patricia?
Please.
Did he do something?
He sucks. He didn't do anything. That's the problem. Patriots probably could have made it to the playoffs this year.
If there was no Matt Patricia.
There was no Matt Patricia being offensive coordinator for some reason.
You do know that if they make the playoffs this year, though, you will not hear the end of it.
They still could. But they probably won't. They might. But they could have been so much better without Matt Patricia.
Okay. Well, that's fair. But
he ruined Matt Stafford for us.
I know. He also ruined the last year or two of Megatron.
Yeah. Was it? No, I
thought there was a year layover.
I don't think so.
Like, the first year he was there was the last year.
I think Megatron was gone before Jim Caldwell.
He might have been, now that you mention it. Shit. Stafford's had a rough career.
Yup.
Oh, that makes me feel even more sad for him. Oh. Please stay with the Rams.
Yeah, and I mean, he will. He'll retire before he goes anywhere else, probably.
I mean, unless it's a really good gig.
Yeah, unless, like, Bill Belichick comes calling. It's like, oh, I need a quarterback.
Or if someone starts head coaching the Bucks and says, hey, come down here.
Why, is he from Florida or something?
No, but the Bucks have a great wide receiver core.
Yeah, could just throw Mike Evans and Chris Godwin all the time, for sure.
If you just get rid of...
And insert old, nearly retired wide receiver here.
Let's see, who will be that person by that point?
AJ Green?
T.Y. Hilton?
He did sign with the
Cowboys.
Cowboys, yeah.
So, either could do it.
Alright. And I just want to end on this note, because we are watching a Cowboys game.
And they're not leading by a lot.
Hendershot sucks.
He does. I will not ever disagree with that.
Yeah.
I do not like him for both professional and personal reasons.
Yep. Hendershot sucks.
Yep.
This has been a public service announcement. Thank you for listening to the Strictly Sports. Strictly Sports.
Aha, it was you that screwed
Only
up.
sports all the time. Except for some of the time.
Just whenever we get into our tangents, no big deal.
Yo, thanks for listening to this mega episode. Jeez.
Yeah, well, this is what happens whenever you don't record podcasts for the whole year.
Yeah, we just had this is our word vomit. Deal with it.
Yeah, 2 hours of us. I hope you're ready.
Wafting its scent. Oh gosh, that's onomatopoeia.
Gross. But like and subscribe and hit the bell icon. We have a Patreon, but I don't remember what it is.
You can send us U.S. mail.
We do accept snail mail.
Yeah, if you can find our address.
But don't go looking for it.
Yeah.
You won't like what you find.
Yeah.
We do have an email that you can message your questions to, and I might look at it.
Yeah.
Ethan might look at it.
I don't have the password.
I'll give you the password.
Oh, no, I won't remember it. I already forgot it.
I forgot it, though.
Oh, just say it right now on the podcast. You can edit and post.
I think the password's 1, 2,
Wait
3,
a minute. This isn't legal security-wise.
4, 5? Yeah, that sounds right. Alright, anyway, everybody have a great holiday, and we'll be back eventually.
Yeah. Maybe. But yeah, we will. We will.